All right. Thank you everybody for joining us. This is the Cross Veteran Podcast with my co-host CJ Cabrera. We're joined today by the man himself, personal trainer and owner and founder of Chronically Fit. I hope I'm saying that right.
Now
Uh,
you saying it right.
uh,
Look, nice.
and with the and y'all will see on YouTube here and on the show that CJ has on his sweater today. So big ups to that. Joel Nixon is with us. So round of applause for him. And I thank you for joining us today. And how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for inviting me on here, man. It's cool to meet you too, actually, or talk to you, not via person, but
Yeah.
via
Yeah, definitely.
Zoom.
It's
Zoom.
definitely cool to properly meet you and stuff, not just do the social media thing.
Yeah, that
And
would be amazing.
right. And please, tell CJ and me, your story with Crohn's, and kind of, and how that's intersected with your love of fitness.
Okay, well, for everyone out there, again, my name is Joel Nixon. So about I would say 2007 is when I first started having a whole bunch of random symptoms, of Crohn's. And I was going through high school at the time, so it was hard dealing with being in high school. So I would stay home a lot. Like even my mom didn't know. My mom she'd go to work, so while she's like going out the front door, I'm like sitting there quiet in the bed, hoping hoping she doesn't hear me because because of these symptoms. So at the time, I wasn't telling anybody because I didn't know what was going on. And then I think it was a couple months in to high school, and I had a abscess or something, and I was having stomach problems. So then I went to my mom took me to the hospital. I finally told her, and they started getting all these tests done, and they found out they have Crohn's disease. So they diagnosed me in 2007, and at the time I just kind of played it. They gave me medicine, but I kind of like brushed it off to the side like it wasn't anything. So I was just like, it is what it is, and that's pretty much it. I still was trying to go, live like I didn't
Right,
have anything wrong with me, going out trying to, just make sure it's like I
Live
know
your
where.
life.
Yeah, exactly. Find out where the nearest bathroom is at. Try to make stuff convenient for me, but on the low, like not letting anybody know that I actually have this disease. And I would say so throughout all that, I had crazy symptoms. I had a whole bunch of abscesses. I had to go in the hospital numerous times. So years
mm,
later, I would say 2013 is when I actually got into started getting into fitness, eating more healthy. So as I'm doing that, I'm gaining weight. I'm feeling a lot better. So I'm like, this is something I feel like I can do, for forever. So
right.
that's when I started getting into personal training. I went to got some schooling, got a personal training certification, and I started training. So while I'm doing that, I'm actually working another job too at Wegmans. Um, going back and forth, doing that whenever I can. And about 2000. So I'm doing good. I'm working a whole bunch of jobs, literally like two jobs here, two jobs here. All right, quit this one job, and um, at the same time still keeping a personal training and everything going on. But
Awesome.
as I'm doing all this, my health is kind of declining. So the medicine I was taking at the time wasn't working. Um, and I would say 2015, I stopped medicine altogether. Like a doctor didn't tell me. I told myself I'm gonna just stop taking medicine. I'm gonna try to eat as healthy as possible, take herbs and things like that. And for that entire year, I felt great. I felt like I didn't even have it anymore. Like I was in a remission. And 2016 came and my health started declining again. I don't know what for, if it was the food or whatever, but I had a flare up,
Okay.
and I feel uh, the flare up didn't end until I actually went into the hospital. So it was April of 2016. I went to the gym with my girlfriend, and I literally couldn't do anything there. So I'm in there, I'm trying to do a dip and anything. I just feel terrible. So I lay down in the gym, and at the same time too, I'm not telling her what's wrong, uh, which was bad on my part because it was days that I'm like, you know, them days that you just feel terrible. So you kind of just laying in bed,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll text her like, yeah, I'll come to the gym with you, and then later I ended up not going, or and I don't tell her why. I'm just like, oh yeah, I couldn't make it because of this. I'm just making a whole
Mm.
bunch of excuses, and she's thinking like I'm
You're
talking to
not into
somebody.
her or
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
exactly. I'm talking to somebody else, or I'm trying to get rid of her or something.
Mhm.
So she doesn't know what's going on, and I'm having mood swings and stuff like that because I'm in pain constantly. So yeah, that day after the gym, it might have been. Uh, I tried to go to sleep, and I was having bad like fevers and sweats and stuff like that. I wake up. It might be like 3 a.m. I'm like, I can't take this anymore. I drive myself to the hospital, and I'm thinking that I was like, yeah, they're going to give me prednisone and I'll be fine. After that, I go in and they do all these tests and they're like, yeah, you have fistulas and a whole bunch of like crazy inflammation and your protein levels are really low and you it was a lot.
it went south
Right,
real quick,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
right, right.
exactly, like fast. So then they tell me like you basically the doctor come here like you're staying you're not going anywhere. So I text my girlfriend, she comes, I text my family and everything, and it was bad because literally that was the same day she found out like
You had
my girlfriend that I had Crohn's disease. The doctor actually coming in and saying, yeah, your Crohn's is bad and all this stuff is she's looking at me like what's going on.
did they tell you that's when you were gonna get a
Diagnosed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the first thing they did, um, they said that I have, that's, uh, I don't, I guess I have to say because it's about Crohn's anyway. So I
Right.
wasn't able to go to the bathroom,
Mm.
and I had so many fistulas on my butt on my bottom area that they said that I needed surgery to get setons.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
got the surgery to get C-tons the next day, and after that, that's when the doctor came in and said, "Well, you have a lot of leaking and stuff, constipation in that area, and
Mm.
the best thing is to give that the whole area a rest. So you should get a ostomy, a ileostomy." And they said at the time, they said it would just be temporary. It would be 3 months,
Mhm.
give everything a rest, and then you'll be able to get it uh, everything connected back and stitched back up, and you'll be good. And so I got the surgery the first time. It didn't work, so I wasn't able to go out of the ostomy area. Wasn't any output, and I had to go into so they gave me like a little food feeder and everything,
Mm.
and I had to wait 7 days until they figured out what to do, which was do
Wow.
a revision on the area. So then I went back into surgery, got it done, and it was fine. And at the time, so after that, it was fine. I'm healing, and then I end up getting a blood clot in my lungs, which is crazy. It's like it goes good and then it goes back bad.
Wow.
So yeah, I get a blood
Mm.
clot in my lungs. I'm in the ICU for a couple of days, and after they get that under control, then I'm back in the room for maybe another week, and then they let me go around May, which is the it was a couple weeks ago, and yeah, so I had an ileostomy. I had to take blood clot medicine, and then they had me on prednisone. They put me on Remicade. It was like a whole bunch of medicine. I'll just go home. Oh, and Percocets for you know,
The pain.
Pain.
the pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm taking all these medicines. Um, go back home. I'm literally just laying there at first, trying to recover, playing the game sometimes. And
Mm.
but my family, they're always there. My girlfriend's always there. They're coming there every single day, feeding me just nonstop. Literally all types of foods, high calorie foods like cheesesteaks and pizza, like all the good stuff. Like they treat me like
Right.
a baby.
So after the surgery, you were able to eat whatever you wanted?
Yeah, well, it was they had a lot of restrictions because
Mhm.
because I have an ostomy and because I had the blood clot.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
so it was a lot of restrictions at first. So at the time, I would just eat. So they had me drinking Ensure.
Okay.
I had boxes of honey buns. So it would be like a treat every day. Had the cold Ensure, a honey bun, and then it would just be whatever they would.
Balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Balance. I love it.
And it would be just whatever they brought me. Whatever they brought me, I
That's
would eat.
awesome.
And after I would say the first month or month and a half is when I started getting up, going outside. Like everybody would be at work, so I wouldn't be doing anything anyway. Get up, go outside, start walking around,
Hmm.
and the more I actually started moving, is the better I felt. So I'd say about 2 months after that, I told my girlfriend like, I want to go back to the gym. So we got a membership. We started going back to the gym, and when I was younger, I used to box. I was not a pro boxer, amateur boxer,
Hmm.
and I loved it. And that was my favorite way to exercise. So when I went back into the gym, the first thing I started doing is hitting a bag, and
Right.
it made me feel normal again. So
Yeah.
I'm going to the gym literally like maybe 5 days a week, like hitting the bag, trying to do any type of exercise. I feel like it doesn't affect my stomach.
Hmm.
So I like bench press, but very light. Couldn't even do the bar when I first started. Um, I would do, just the easy stuff, arm, bicep curls, squats, stuff like that. And I just kept doing it every single day, getting stronger and stronger. And um, at some point, I was able to, or I would say at 6 months, I felt actually like fully recovered. So at that point, um, I started eating more healthy to try to gain more muscle. And I have pictures. I wish I could find them. With me, I was working out, but I was still a little fatter because I was eating those honey buns and ensures every day. But I started eating healthier. I started, adding more cardio into it, jogging and stuff like that. And yeah, that's the thing that made me feel alive and feel good every single day. So at the time is when I was actually got the email to go into corrections or take the steps to going through there. So that's when I still thought like this is my the thing that I should be doing. They're giving me the
Mm.
opportunity. So I
Hmm.
went through it, went to the academy. The academy was terrible, especially having a ileostomy because I get no sleep at all because I'm waiting for everybody to go to sleep because we're all inside a bunker.
Hmm.
Everybody goes to sleep, everybody takes their showers, and then that's when I get up and I'm like sneaking around to go in the bathroom, wash,
Yeah.
Right.
change my
Right.
bag, because most of the days I'm sweaty because they're putting you on your face, making you in a push-up position for minutes and stuff like that. But yeah, I was able to get through the entire academy, and after that, that's when I got into corrections, and I started yeah, working there, and I told you I worked there for two plus years,
Yeah.
and yeah, during that time I felt the job wasn't for me. It was a lot of things that kind of
Unnecessary stress.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly unnecessary stress.
But yeah, still, I would say much respect for getting through that academy. That's no joke, man. Especially having an ostomy and getting through the academy and people not even really knowing that. That's
Yeah,
pretty impressive. So
uh,
yeah, I'll just say that myself. It's pretty impressive.
thank you, appreciate it.
But
Yeah.
well, yeah, so and also a question for me is so through that process of the surgeries and stuff, and and that road back to getting healthier and stuff, so are you roughly the same weight as before, or if you kind of do you consider like are you heavier, lighter, like how is your like physicality changed since you've had this ostomy surgery or since it's been permanent?
Well, before I had ostomy, I was a lot lighter. My weight would fluctuate crazy. I would go from maybe 145. It was yeah, briefly 140 to 150. So it would fluctuate crazy because it'll be weeks. The entire time I'm trying to keep my weight on. So I'm eating all the time. and it's some weeks that the pain is so bad, um, or I just have no appetite at all, and I'm not eating. I'm real tired, so I'm just sleeping all day, and my weight would go all the way down to literally 140. So it's usually at the best before my ostomy it was 140 to 150. Now that I have ostomy, it's right now it's 165. Yeah,
Wow.
but the highest I was able to get my weight up to was 180, and that's when I was
That's amazing.
yeah, that's when I was eating bad. I
Wow.
was eating
That's
everything,
amazing.
and yeah, so I know if I eat bad or start eating not bad, but
Dirty bulk.
yeah, higher calorie foods, then I can get to a higher weight if I want to. But right now I feel good at 160.
Awesome,
Gotcha.
man. Well, that's cool. And so yeah, I think also it just that fit myself. That's something that I've struggled with for a long time is just trying to put on weight. So hearing that you're able to do it. What are some what would you say are some good besides honey buns?
High
Like what would you?
calorie food.
Yeah, like yeah, some good mass building foods that that folks with IBD can take. Of course, I know that everybody's bodies are different and stuff, but as a
Hmm.
general rule, what has worked for you?
Yeah, so I would say because before I got ileostomy, I wasn't able to eat like a lot of dairy or things like that, and I still try not to. But if I want to, it's not a problem because I have an ileostomy. But before that, I would just with every meal, I would try to get a protein shake in too. So even if
Mm,
you had like a vegan protein shake, because it's a lot, it's easier on your stomach.
Hmm.
I
mm,
would do that.
You
I
also
would.
got to be careful with certain vegan proteins because they can cause gas. I was actually taking a vegan mass gainer, and it was yeah, it was going pretty good for like a week or two, but then I started getting really really gassy,
Uh,
so I had to stop taking it.
I was about to say I didn't even know vegans had a mass gainer or they had a vegan.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty much all about finding what works for you because it's some proteins I have like right now I'm taking a whey protein,
Hmm.
the Vita Hustle, but before I took that I had plenty of other different brands, Gold Standard and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and it's just pretty much figuring out what works for you. But right now I'm taking that and it's been fine on my stomach. So,
That's good.
but
Sweet.
yeah. Besides that, I try to eat smaller meals more often. So when I was before I had the ostomy, eating big meals at one time, it would mess my stomach up. If I'm eating and it's a real big meal, I'm going to the bathroom right right after that.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's definitely me too.
yeah,
So.
so if I was able to just get a protein shake in here, and then maybe an hour or 2 hours later, I'll eat a peanut butter sandwich or two peanut butter sandwiches or something. Then after that, I have like a small meal just with some good proteins and carbs. Then I would do that. It's just eating smaller meals more often, so your stomach won't hurt, and then drinking plenty of water with it all.
Gotcha.
Awesome, awesome. Well, great. Well, also, I'm, kind of curious too, what, prompted you to kind of come up with, a chronically fit, to kind of just start sharing your story online, where did that come from, and where would you kind of, like to see, this, if it is a brand. Oh yeah, it is a brand because, you have, the shirts and stuff, the logo and everything. And so, where would you like to see that? What would you want to do with it? I'm just curious myself.
Hmm. Well, I thought of the idea. Well, it's funny. I had an Instagram before this one, and I would post a whole bunch of fitness stuff on it all the time. And I recently started posting like actually my story and everything.
Mm,
And the people that follow me were like people around the way and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
the way that uh, they would comment under the pictures
Yes, like you're
is like
inspiring, bro.
yeah.
No shit, you actually inspired me, bro. Like that's why
But
I bought the shirt.
but the
Made me
me
want to work out again.
yeah, I bought your shirt too, man.
yeah, I
You
appreciate
are,
it. Yeah,
mhm.
so the way they're talking, it made me feel like I could, I don't know, make it a bigger thing. And me having a Crohn's disease, I know I'm not the only one out there that deals with, these symptoms and just dealing with, trying to live regular life every day. So I feel like I wanted to make a brand for all of us that represents our strength. So that's why I came up with, and actually I wanted it to just be chronically fit,
Hmm.
but if someone already has that,
Oh
and
yeah, I saw it.
yeah, I think
Like
they
a white guy. He works out a lot too.
yeah, exactly.
Gatorade. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I seen that and I was like, well, I can't take that, but I can make it chronically. So it's like,
Hmm.
Crohn's chronically, and it's still,
Hmm.
if you want to
Yeah.
pronounce it like chronically, you can
I
just
won't hold
say
it
it
back.
is.
I won't stop you type thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
So,
yeah, so I pretty much I drew up the logo by myself, and then I found that someone that makes logos, and I asked them, hey, could you make it like this? And about a month later, they sent it back to me, and I loved it. So I started making these shirts and the sweatshirts and stuff like that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to
yeah.
be
Big.
like real. Yeah, I wanted to be big. Of course, I want everybody to see it and share it, and so they'll
If
be
you're
able to
watching, buy his merch.
yeah,
Exactly. If you're
chronically,
if
yep,
you're li- also
chronicallyfit.com.
also also if you're listening, buy his merch.
So
So,
yeah, so I wanted
mhm,
to be big,
mhm.
so everyone will wear it and everyone be able to share their stories. I just want
That's awesome, man.
everybody to feel good about themselves, even though we're all dealing with this. I wanted us to be a community and deal with it together. So
Definitely, definitely. Well, yeah, you definitely inspire a lot of people. You inspire CJ and I, and so we're happy to have you on here. And but I think we might wrap it up. And I think it was a really good conversation. I'm definitely if you're ever interested in working with Crohn's veteran, we're here. It'd be
for
dope to
sure,
do a
man.
collab, yeah, like a dope to do a collab or something. And so I'm down and I'm interested. I think CJ is too.
Of
And
course.
so
Oh yeah,
yeah, so we'll be in touch, man. Because the idea is to try to reach out to as many people as possible. I think it would be really cool to yeah, just share your workouts. Maybe do some fun things with those, and your diet and stuff. And because to me the journey that you've had, seeing those side by sides, when you're like looking like me, and I'm looking like you, type thing is like to me that's super inspiring, and and if people can believe that that's possible for them too, that's a lot. There's a lot of value in that, and so
yeah,
that would help
it
a lot of
definitely.
people, and
Yep.
that really help a lot of people. So let's do it, and so well, awesome. Again, everybody. And thanks for listening. We have personal trainer, owner and founder of Chronically Fit, Joel Nixon, and with his amazing Crohn story. And also, and again, thanks for CJ for his insight and his contribution for joining us as well, my awesome co-host. And and check us out on Instagram at official dot Crohn's veteran. Check us out on Twitter at Crohn V, CROHNV. Uh, Check us out on our website. Right now, it's www.crohnsveteran.org. There's a lot of great content on there. You can check out our podcast. You can check out our merch store. And again, thanks. Everybody out there, stay healthy, stay well, and take care of each other. All right, y'all.
This is
Appreciate it.
All right, man. I see y'all. Take it easy.
you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
You too. Thank you. Thank you.